Good morning, everybody. Actually, no, it's definitely afternoon. Gotta love November 3rd today. But I'm Stina here, and I'm joining you from Titlow Beach Park here in Tacoma, Washington. It's one of my favorite places. I'll tell you a little bit why. Not only is Titlow Park a marine preserve, so it has fabulous marine life and is great to explore at low tides, but it's a place where I enjoy scuba diving. Popping around these pilings out here is fantastic. When the sun shines through them, it's just absolutely beautiful. Kind of get that cathedral effect where the lights like shining through the sea anemones. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got a great view of the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, so coming out here on a nice sunset is always fun to do, and I've seen orcas here, so I love this park, and I also love it because it's kind of near and dear to my heart as one of my Blue Water Task Force monitoring sites. So in collaboration with all sorts of fabulous, wonderful volunteers, we go out on the first Tuesday of the month in the wintertime. So let's see, October through May, when it's more summertime. Not October. We started in September. But in those kind of colder months, our community monitoring project takes over monitoring because we still know that people like playing in the water, and so we go to a handful of different recreation sites throughout the Central Sound area and look for fecal coliforms. So in the summertime, the state has an awesome program called Beach Watchers, where they're doing, I think, either weekly or bi-weekly testing to make sure that the water that you're playing in is safe. But we know that there's these silly people who like playing in the Puget Sound year-round, and so we want to make sure that the water's safe for you to play in whenever you want to go. So I'm gonna kind of pop over here because we have this cool sign, which hopefully it's probably reading backwards for you because of mirroring. But we definitely love partnering with the South Sound Surfrider Foundation. Full disclosure, I'm their chapter chair, so it's a nice way to really get that double dipping going here, folks. But yeah, so with Surfrider South Sound, we go out and collect water samples. So that's what we're gonna do today. So I'm gonna flip around so you get a nice view of this beautiful park. You just missed the train that was going by. That's always fun when we're out here and you gotta wait for the train to come and go before you can get to the beach. But here's just a look. It's a rainy day here in Washington. Again, we're at Titlow Beach Park, and if you're just tuning in, feel free to let us know where you're tuning in from. That's great information for us to have. There's still the pumpkins out on the pilings here in celebration of Halloween. They're looking a little sad, but those seagulls seem to be happy to be perched on them. And then again, those pilings, there's a nice little wall out here for those scuba divers. And something I love about this beach is that it is home to the World Octopus Wrestling Competition. So back in the day, free divers and scuba divers would compete to wrestle out huge octopus. So that doesn't happen anymore because we like our GPOs, Giant Pacific Octopus. And so yeah, I think it's, while they are harvestable, it's not ideal to take those guys from popular recreation sites like this park. So I'm excited to have you join me here. It's definitely happy salmon weather, aka it is raining, but that's gonna fill up the creeks. And again, this November we are all about the salmon returning in the fall. So while I'm very bundled up, I'm not actually miserable, but weatherly miserable, I'm thinking happy salmon weather to myself. So let's turn over here to my little kit for Blue Water Task Force sampling. We're essentially just collecting a water sample using this nice boat hook to get a far reach. I have my boots on so that I can go out. I'm gonna try and do this one-handed. It's tricky. You get to look at how cool my little lunch pack is, and hopefully the train noises aren't going to be too loud as that's coming in. But I started my data sheet in the dry car, so fill in some basic things like where I'm at, who's doing the sampling. Again, we have all sorts of fabulous volunteers from Harbor Wild Watch as well as the South Sound Surfrider Foundation who are out today getting samples. I might just not try to talk over the train for a second, so sorry about that. As that train's going by, I'm gonna go ahead and drop our thermometer, start our thermometer, so I can get an air temperature reading. And I kind of like to let that do its thing while it's reading the air temperature. Gotta love the adventures of field work. The train is probably not going well for us, but just a look inside our kit. I have a couple extra sampling bottles in case I don't know, sneeze on the one that I'm using today. I've already got it nice and labeled because I know that Sharpies and writing on wet things does not go well together. So, did that already. And, yeah, so, this is where I use my phone for the time, and I can't look at the time while we're going live. So, for my people tuning in right now, could you tell me what time it is? I'm assuming it's a little after 2:30. But yeah, I'll probably guesstimate that data based on this video. I can do a little, we can problem solve this, we've got it. So yeah, we have the time, air temperatures looking like 50.4 degrees. Okay, 236, thank you friends. Degrees Fahrenheit. And yeah, so we'll go with 2:40 p.m. so I can close that up. And we will head down to the water. I'm gonna set you like this while I get this going. With our testing supplies in hand, we're gonna just take a little walk. We sample kind of where we think that people are recreating the most. So we're just basically going right off the point of these rocks here because we know folks like to launch kayaks from this site, scuba dive from this site, all that good recreational stuff. For the Beach Watchers program that the state does, at their sites, they'll usually take 3 samples per site to kind of get a better average of what's going on. You can see some nice girls going around. And that is just kind of a trickier thing to do in a volunteer capacity. So we just take one nice water sample, and then I'll be delivering that to the Science and Math Institute over in Point Defiance Park. It's like the coolest high school ever, where these kids are in an awesome park, learning, probably having fun, and they have a lab there that these samples get analyzed for fecal coliform. So we're thinking bacteria from poo, and if swimming is poo, if swimming in poo is not for you, then I think you will really appreciate this program that we do. And those results, I'll shoot a link in the comments at the end of this, but those can be viewed probably, I don't know, usually up to like a week after our sampling. So we can keep you up to date with at least a monthly snapshot of how your fun places are doing. So we monitor a couple new sites too. So the Purdy Sandspit, Kopechuk State Park, and Fox Island Sandspit are all new sites this year, thanks to a grant through the Rose Foundation. So big cheers to them for letting us add some more sites to the Surfrider South Sound group. And thanks to our lovely leader, Ben, he does all the samples for now, but we're hoping as COVID restrictions get released that we'll actually have students monitoring and doing some of the chemistry. And Holly Pierce is our rock star Harbor Wild Watch volunteer, also double dips as a South Sound Surfrider volunteer, so we're hoping we can get her doing some chemistry with us soon. So, okay, let me think. I'm trying to think how I can do this with, I think I need my other hand. So I'm gonna just kind of prop y'all up and see if I can, let's see. You're gonna get to sit on the beach. Whoop. How we do this? All right, I hope I'm putting this phone in a good place. If you can't see or hear me, I'm sorry. Okay. We're gonna go take a sample. So what I'm first gonna do is extend our boat hook here. And then I'm gonna take this with me, and I'm gonna kind of carefully take the lid off of our sample here, dip it in the water, upside down, boom, collect my sample, put the lid back on, and then I'll come grab you guys. Hope you can see me. All right. Hopefully that wasn't too awful. I love when the water temperature is warmer than the air temperature. So kind of in that little area I was standing, it was a balmy 52 degrees. Lovely, lovely. So we're gonna pop back up to our data sheet and record that, and then get this sample delivered to Sammy. And right now we're doing, kind of a no contact delivery. So we have a cooler that we go and we drop off our sample, and we pick up a clean bottle. Those all get autoclaved so that no bacteria can grow in them. I also have an ice pack in my little super dinosaur kit that I'm gonna bring back. And I think the hardest part of the sampling is truly remembering to freeze the ice pack in between sampling, because this is just a monthly snapshot of how the bacteria levels are doing in these places. And I really like our map is pretty cool, because you'll see the little green blurb if the sample has a low bacteria count, yellow if it's medium, and if it's medium or red, we actually go out and we do a second sample. And then if we get another high reading, that's where we'll get in touch with the Department of Ecology, and then we get to do some detective work and see, okay, why are we getting a high reading? Like, is someone's septic leaking? Is a boat illegally discharging? Like, what's going on? Because yeah, nobody wants to swim in poo, including myself as a scuba diver, all those paddlers out there, and then of course the lovely wildlife from I think I'm seeing some herring gulls and cormorants out here, as well as some widgeons. So the birds that you can see, as well as the marine life that you can't see. I'm sure they appreciate clean water as well. So I think this is a really cool program. We do it rain or shine, and that information gets out to you. So I know, yeah, I'm trying to think what else I should tell you, because this is a pretty cool, fun program. I guess I'm looking any more questions from our lovely people. I think Rachel's out there rocking the tech feed today. So thanks, Rachel, for answering our digital questions. For those of you who live under a rock for whatever reason, it is voting day today. It's election day. So if you're tuning in from the United States, get out there and vote. I know in Washington State, if you're not registered yet, there's still time. You can do it today. So make sure that happens. Rock it, roll it, and learn, have fun. Thanks so much for tuning in, and maybe we'll see if we can feature the lab side of things. I know that would be kind of interesting to look at that process, because there's these cool little trays that we like feed our samples to like encourage the bacteria to grow, and then we use a UV light to see which little cells in our monitoring packets light up, and that's how we get those bacteria readings. So thank you again for tuning in, and maybe we'll do this again on a less rainy day, but woohoo, go team. I'm gonna go shake off. Adios.